Tonight we're going to make a little lift of lumber. We have vinyl lumber wraps from Western Sharpies, and the way they work is you take a couple of 2x4s, screw them together, and glue this stuff on top, and it ends up looking like a little lift of lumber once you get it all folded into place. So first thing he suggests is 2 pieces of 2x4, 13.5 inches long, screwed together, glued, and then fill it in so it doesn't leave a big divot there running down the side of your load there. Sometimes the vinyl falls in there and whatever. So we filled it in a little bit, sanded it down a little bit. We got our lift of lumber here. So there's that. Then we have our piece of vinyl. So what we got to do is we got to put this down. There are some measurements, but I find the vinyl is just a little bit off here and there. No 2x4s are exactly the same, and your end cuts, I mean, could be a little bit off here and there. So what I found is I'll lay it down kind of like this, fold the middle up, and what I'm looking for is the blue line. I want that to be on the side of my lumber. So, oops, that's probably too far. We'll just go like that. No, no good yet. That's on. That's gonna hit the side. That's gonna hit the side. So that's not too bad. Now where'd my pencil go? There it is. So then if I just make a little mark like that, we'll have a starting point and run our lines across, make our cuts. So we'll come back to you when we got a little bit of stuff done here. Okay, so basically we've taken our piece of wood, we set it down, we lined up our little logo to the center of the piece of wood wherever we want it, and marked our ends, took a measurement, moved it over, made a straight line all the way across. Come in 3 inches, because 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5 is 3 inches. So that's going to be your side. The side will go up there like that now. Come in 3 inches, come in 3 inches. That should leave 3.5 across the middle. So that would be 3.5 inches there. So that's going to come up, that's going to go in, and this is going to come over the edge. So ideally it would be perfect, everything lined up. Don't really worry about it too much if your end flap's a little bit short. Anyway, 3 inches in, and the reason I cut a little piece of pie out of here, as Western Sharpie suggests, is when you fold your flap over, and then you want to fold your end flap over, it's not fighting the edge there. So if you just cut a little tiny wedge into your side flap, then your end flap isn't fighting it, and it should come together nicely. So now we need to glue this guy onto here. So let's figure out how we're going to do that. Let's get some glue onto this guy and get him glued down here. And yeah, let's just do it. So we're using quick dry tacky, kind of a white glue thing. Don't have any contact cement, but the wife swears this stuff will work, so we know who to blame, or thank very much. Okay, then all I do is eyeball this dude on down here. Outside's alright. Outside will be alright. Just okay, hope like hell we're recording. I went ahead and glued down the sides, and you can see there's a little flap hanging out there. I'm just going to leave that till this really dries up really good. Then we'll just lay it on the edge, run our X-Acto knife, hobby knife right across the edge there, and trim it all off nice and flush. So that'll work out good. So now we gotta fold our flaps in and fold our back one over and attach all that. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing we gotta do is get some glue on this edge. Okay, stand that on up an edge and let them dry like that for a little while. We finally got our 3 lifts of lumber made with the Western Sharpies vinyl wraps, and I think they turned out pretty darn good. We got 1, 2, and we got 3. So looks pretty good to me. We got the whole logo on the side of the lumber, nothing on the top, and of course ugly wood on the bottom. So that's alright. Turned out as it should. The ends are just folded down in spots. You can still see where the glue is a little thicker than it needs to be underneath there. Didn't quite lay down flat, but if you've ever seen a real load of lumber going down the road, the wrapping isn't perfect either, so it'll be just fine. So I'm going to set it on the truck and we'll have a look at it. Of course, we had to get some dunnage made up, so I got some longer ones for the bottom, some shorter ones for underneath the top lift, because it'll be 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top. Let's set it on the truck and see how it looks. Got to set it on something, otherwise the forklift can't get his forks underneath to pick up the next skid of lumber. Called dunnage, usually a 2x4, 2x6, whatever. So there. Now we have a load of lumber on the King Hauler with the RCP flatbed. So it's got to be ahead or back to about there to catch the D-rings for the lumber straps when I tie it down. So I choose to go ahead, and there we are. I think that looks pretty fantastic. Looking forward to getting it strapped down and get it out on the road. My God, she's heavy with a load on it. So that's the gist of the lumber. The wraps from Western Sharpies. Look them up on Facebook. Super good guy. Makes all kinds of scale details for the 114 trucks. He just loves it. He likes 3D prints just about anything you can imagine. Definitely look him up and give him a shout. That's the way to get hold of him. So we're not sponsored, we're not connected, just happy with this product. So thanks guys, we'll catch you on the next one.